Welcome back to Two Jews, One Gay. I'm Sarah W.
I'm Samantha Schwimmer.
And this is episode 8, as in Kobe's old number, before he was 24, and then he died. Yes. How are you doing, Samantha?
Well, now that you've brought up Kobe's death, not great.
Samantha was just telling me how I'm racist, apparently. So
I love...
There was a lot going on.
It's tense. We're starting out tense. But we had a really big weekend.
We did.
Last weekend. Not on a Friday night, not on a Saturday night. No. Nay. A
Sunday. On some people's God's day.
Not ours.
Not our God's day.
Not our God.
It all started with us going to the Hillcrest Farmers Market. Mm-hmm. Good old American fun.
Chill.
We were going to...
I was wearing overalls, okay?
It
was a day of overalls.
All white. So you knew I was trying to act right. Because you don't wear all white to be crazy.
Yeah.
And we were gonna go hand out flyers for our mic drop show that's happening after this comes out.
Yeah.
So there's no point in promoting it. Yeah.
God.
Anyways, we went out to the neighborhood to hand out flyers for our Two Jews, One Gay live show. Afterwards, we were like, let's go to the lesbian bar. One of only 12. For one drink.
To just pass out some more flyers.
Because it's one of 12 lesbian bars in the country. Okay, so we were being heroes. We go.
We're literally saving the lesbian community.
The lesbian DJ was great.
Honestly, can we just say the DJ, incredible.
Incredible.
We were there for like 5 hours. Iconic vibe.
I'm trying to name one DJ and be like, Tiesto? Is that one? Tiesto who? Is Tiesto a DJ? So then we were vibing. We're like, let's get another skinny margarita with tahini on the rim. Because that was what we were drinking. And they kept giving us like free coupons.
Every time you buy a drink, you get a...
It's BOGO.
You get a drink ticket.
Because lesbians know how to do it right.
And so we got... And then we're like, we'll get dinner. We didn't. We just kept drinking.
And then these two gays...
who now are going to be listeners to the podcast, so we have to be nice.
Yes.
And we love them.
We love them. One had a Louis Vuitton, and he came up to us being very complimentary.
Yeah.
He told me I had beautiful hair.
Yeah.
And
he didn't give me a single compliment, though.
Okay.
So I was a little hurt. Sarah at the lesbian bar got hit on by 0 lesbians, but 1 gay man.
Yeah. My record with women is just bad.
I was doing much better with the lesbians.
Yes, you were.
I was doing great.
Yep, it's just the men. It's because the women can sense how misogynistic I am. But then we became friends with these gays, and they're like, we're going to another bar, a crazier bar, Flicks. And that's where things went wrong. We both blacked out. The last thing I remember is a gay man telling me that our flyers were giving Jewish child sex trafficking, which was hard to hear.
The last thing I remember was like being in bed surrounded by French fries, crying about my underwear. So.
And then at some point I come out of the blackout, and Lord and behold, I run into one of the benefactor's best friends for the past 20 years, and I'm like, I need to stay with you.
Yeah.
I went out 12 hours ago, I'm still here. Also, it's really nice because she asked the guy who gave her a ride to come back for me. He didn't, but she asked, which is really thoughtful of her and really mean of the guy.
Who doesn't listen to the podcast.
Who doesn't listen to the podcast. Other things that happened that changed us, I started watching The Secret Life of Elephants. Trigger warning.
Are you an animal person now?
I'm an elephant girl. You know how there's horse girls?
I'm
not an animal person.
Now we've positioned ourselves against the animal rights movement on this podcast.
I'm anti-animal rights, but pro-elephant rights.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
That's like me being anti-human rights, but pro-black lives.
Okay, sure.
I did not just equate elephants to black people, by the way. That wasn't the analogy. That isn't what's going on here. But I really recommend that movie. It's just a show. It's emotional roller coaster all the way through. They get you really high just to take you back down and then to bring you back up like a toxic relationship, but in a good way. Sydney Sweeney is having a Angelina Jolie moment.
Glenn Powell.
Yes, I always forget his name. I don't care about him. I'm obsessed with
irrelevant. Sydney. Yeah, I know her fiance kind of through people.
Is he Jewish?
I think so. But like he's friends with someone who like is related to me, so they get dinner together.
Nepo baby.
I'm a Nepo baby.
Well, they might not be together anymore.
I think they might. Well, he was rumored to be taking bags from their home.
With the dog.
With the dog.
And she wasn't wearing her engagement ring recently.
So. And
Glenn Powell's 5-year girlfriend unfollowed both of them and then posted, "Know your worth, on to the next."
Say that. The thing about it is like, Sydney Sweeney, I wasn't rooting for that engagement.
Me neither. This is why you don't get engaged in your mid-20s.
No, you shouldn't be engaged until you're much, much, much older.
60.
I think you should be engaged for attention at 18 and then end it.
Okay.
I really do want to get engaged for attention, like really badly, because like all these girlies who I went to like high school or college with are like getting engaged.
Which is so weird because you're so
500 likes on their posts. Everyone's giving, and I'm like, I kind of want that.
I wouldn't get love if I got engaged.
Yes, you would.
No, people hate on me and my happiness. Anyway.
You'd have like 1,000 likes.
No, dude.
I'd be like, congrats.
No, dude.
And then people be DMing people behind
Even when I was my best looking, I never cracked like 300.
No, but that's the thing is the engagement post does so well.
We'll see.
It does so well.
We'll see. The time will come.
Yeah.
And we'll know the answer. Do you want to introduce our guest? Or do you have other things you want to talk about?
No, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to bring in the guest.
Please welcome our very special Scum of the Week, local San Diego comedian, Nate Robinson Jr. Scum of the Week. Scum of the Week. Scum of the Week. Hi, Nate.
Hello, hello, hello.
Did you see how his energy just matches ours?
Oh, yeah.
We're like, man.
I'm so bubbly.
How are you?
Doing well. Yourselves?
Any comments that you have to make on any of the things we were just talking about while you're sitting here silently?
The smoke was...
Yeah, I know. So wait, you guys touched on the...
So Your Life with Elephants, blacking out.
I haven't blacked out in a really long time.
This was my first time in 6 years, and it's made me reevaluate my relationship with alcohol.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was gonna make me reevaluate. I was like, I'm not gonna drink. This is bad. I was like, I'm not gonna drink for the rest of the week, and then I did drink.
I really only drink. I've only been drinking wine at dinner with the benefactor.
I haven't gone drunk.
I like that energy.
I haven't gone drunk since, but I have had alcohol.
I don't ever want to get drunk.
I drink like every day, but like...
Do you at home?
Home, yeah.
Beer?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys make drinks.
Yeah, but also like beer. I'll sometimes just have like a beer, but I don't get like drunk that often.
Mm-hmm.
Erica gets drunk.
If you let her have more than like 2 drinks.
Yeah, I love drunk Erica though. She's so nice and chill.
She got wine drunk today.
Erica is his lovely girlfriend, who's also my girlfriend, actually.
Yep.
Snatched
her.
I did. I love Erica very, very much. Is that why she was sleeping when you left?
Yes.
A little wine.
Little wine.
I love a wine nap.
Yeah.
It's like so cozy.
Yep.
Just like
she fell asleep just watching TV.
White or red?
It was white.
White. Mm-hmm. Do you like white or red wine?
Depends on the type for each. So like I like a good Pinot Noir because
really?
they're sweet.
That's
sweet.
very Have you seen the movie Sideways?
No, but I know which one you're talking about with Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, and they talk about how like basic bitches like me like Cabernet Sauvignon, but cool people like him like Pinot Noir because it's a harder grape to grow.
I really don't like either.
Wow.
Have a good Pinot Noir.
Do you like Chianti? Mm-hmm. I like Chianti.
But I like Cabs more than I like Pinot Noir.
And I do like some whites, like especially like the fruitier whites.
Like a Sauvignon Blanc.
How do you feel about rosé?
I like rosé.
Do you like the really sweet ones?
Yeah, but
like
I also have
Moscato?
I'll have a bitter rosé.
Okay.
I'll have a bitter rosé, but I also like to drink a lot of other things as well.
Surprise! We only got you on to learn about your preferences in wines.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is a sommelier podcast.
You know, it's funny. I didn't start liking wine until after I started dating Erica.
Because she's a wine person.
No, we just went to a winery and I was like, oh, there are better wines than the ones that I've had.
This is better than Franz.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I could
There are
try
levels.
other shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact about Nate is that he's from New York. city. I'm not going to say what borough yet because that is something I'm going to be asking Sam here in a second.
Okay.
Because
okay.
we're going, you guys don't know each other very well.
No, not
Like,
very well.
maybe not at all, kind of.
Like a little bit.
Like,
a little
I'd
bit.
say we're acquaintances.
You guys are
I know her
peers.
name.
Yeah, we know names.
now.
We've
Yep.
been
Yeah,
the same.
for a long time, he would introduce you as Sarah.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's
it
true.
was one night and I did it a few times.
Yeah.
Okay? It was one night and I did it a few times.
I know Nate fairly well, wouldn't you
Yeah.
say? Because I took a break from comedy and like during the pandemic, and then I came back, had no friends really, and really wanted them. And in an effort to make friends and also bolster my comedy career, I applied for a job at the American Comedy Company as a sound tech, I guess is what you call it. And Nate was the person that trained me. He's the most senior sound tech, I think,
Yeah.
person at that club right now, period.
Technically, which is scary.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a good look.
But and then because he was training me, we'd be at mics together all the time, and I became friends with Erica, and so he became really like my first real comedy friend. You and another guy named Tim, but that didn't end well.
he was a friend. Yep.
He was a friend.
Yeah.
He was until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
Yeah.
How's your wife, Tim? Anyways.
Check your DMs. I think Erica messaged you.
Anyways, we're going to play this first game.
Okay.
Where I'm going to ask you questions about each other, since I know you both. And
Okay.
we're going to see, if your presumptions
Are correct.
are correct or not.
Okay.
Nate, where in the birth order do you think Sam is?
We're in the what?
Birth order.
Of like us?
No, of her siblings.
How many siblings does she have?
She's one of two.
One of two? Okay. Definitely get younger sister vibes.
What birth order do you think Nate is?
I think older.
I have I'm
Oh, shit.
4 siblings.
I think if you don't know how many siblings, so you're one of 5.
I'm 1 of 5, correct.
I would guess that you're like either the oldest or the second oldest.
Okay.
Okay, reveal.
I am the oldest.
I am the oldest.
We're all
really?
oldest.
Oldest
Nate, you should know that I
sibling.
don't really fuck super hard with anyone but oldest siblings.
The thing about me, and my sister does watch the pod and I love her dearly. The thing about me is I am an older sibling, but like, she bullied me.
So my sister bullied me too.
I definitely like, there were times where I probably bullied her, but like she definitely like bullied me. Like she was not passive by any means.
No, my sister was stronger than me.
I didn't rule with an iron fist, let's just say.
Okay.
But I'm still the
definitely
oldest.
bullied my...
The other day, he was hosting the Josh Johnson show, and he brought his brother, who just like, he sat at a table in the back as a guest, who looked so much like you. And I don't think
That's
I'd
what
met
other
him
people
before.
say.
Someone came up to him and said, "Great set."
Yes. Even though he has hair nothing like
He was wearing a hat.
Okay.
But
and
like,
it's kind
if
of
you're
hard to
wearing a
hide
hat,
dreads
yeah, I was
under a
gonna say, I'm not
fucking
gonna
hat.
hide it.
He was a white person. What did you do? Give him a break.
No breaks. No breaks.
Okay, so you.
I will say we have like same mannerisms and voice-wise we sound like, yeah, I'll definitely say
He's
that. I don't
way
think we look-
smilier than you.
Yeah, I definitely don't smile.
No, you don't.
What's the like age range?
Between me and my
Or
brother?
just like all your siblings?
Oh, okay. So I'm the oldest, and then I have my brother Chris, who's like basically 2 years younger than me. And then there's a gap, and then there's my sister Amanda. She's 13 years younger than
Whoa.
Wait, I didn't know this.
me. Yep. She's gonna be turning 21 this year.
Oh my
shit.
God, scary.
And then there's Josh, who I think is turning 16 because he was born when I graduated high school.
All right, because you're a little bit older than me.
Yeah, and then there's Sadie, who is turning 14, I think, this year.
Are the younger ones from a separate
Second marriage. Yeah.
relationship? Okay.
My dad remarried, so
Got it.
yeah.
Interesting. Do you like having much younger siblings? Like, do you find it fun and whimsical?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're like, they get the younger sibling treatment of like, when I was younger and I would see kids, I was always kind of like, I like being older, but I was jealous of people who had older siblings who would just buy them shit.
Oh, buy.
Yeah, no, like they just buy them shit.
Yeah.
And like I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And obviously my brother, Chris didn't have that because I'm fucking 2 years older than him.
Yeah.
But like those younger three, they definitely get that shit.
Oh, yeah.
They
have like a million people with disposable income who like.
They're just like, oh, here's a shoe, and not even that. It's like they have like two like cooler older brothers. So like it's one thing to have like people spend money, but like parents don't spend money on cool shit.
No, I think that's also the thing I was jealous of was that like you know more about the world and are cooler when you have older siblings. Oftentimes, that's what the perception I had. Like even with my sister who's 17 years younger than me, which sounds about the same distance between you and that one sister.
Yeah.
She like has this like great sense of humor and like sense of maturity sometimes because like she had such older sisters and we were like real with her.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's definitely true of the youngest sibling. Like she's got like all that. She's definitely like
an amalgamation of all the personalities.
the smartest and the funniest.
Yes.
Which is this whole thing. I was like,
biggest personality. They just take
They
it
soak
all.
it up.
Yeah.
They soak
Okay,
it
next
up.
question. What borough of New York City do you think Nate is from?
I don't think she'll get it.
Well, we'll see, Nate. Give her a fucking chance.
I don't have faith.
Do you know the 5 boroughs?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm
So
like,
that's a start.
There's an
She's
answer.
Jewish.
Yeah, all my family's from New York.
Yeah, Nate.
Your voice isn't giving it away.
Yeah, it won't.
No, I know.
Cause I know.
But
I know.
I
just
know
said
what your
that.
voice sounds like.
No, I know.
Did
yeah,
you
no.
use an accent?
Yeah, and Erica
still
says like
have
when
it
I
a
go,
little bit.
yeah, certain words, and when I go back home, Erica says it
Can you
comes
say the word
out
water
more.
for me?
It'll
please?
sound the same. Water. That's it. That never is water.
I don't know. I would like. I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna be wrong, but I'm like
It's okay.
Bronx,
No.
Brooklyn,
No.
Manhattan.
Nope.
Well,
Well, now I'm just wrong.
Which I was right about.
Those are my 3 guesses.
he is from Staten Island.
Oh, I feel like I actually might have talked about this and I forgot. No, maybe we didn't.
No.
Same as
probably.
Pete Davidson. Lots of
Yep.
greats are made.
Staten Island.
Colin
from there.
Jost and
Colin Jost is from.
Yeah, that's they.
Oh,
both
yeah,
were
that's why they bought
together.
that ferry.
Sal Volcano is too, I think.
Are they making a comedy club or a restaurant?
Out of the ferry. I think
They
they're
had the
making a
boat.
comedy club out of the ferry.
That'll
One
be
of the
cool.
old
That'd be
ferries.
sick.
Yeah.
The Ferry Comedy Club or the Mothership?
I choose the ferry.
Honestly, for nostalgia's sake, I'd probably like enjoy, because I'm sure they would at least do it right. So like, I'd probably enjoy doing the ferry.
I've heard
nothing
good things
against
about the
Mothership. Nothing against it. I'm sure it like looks cool. Joe's doing his
Do you
thing,
get
but like,
seasick?
no.
Do you?
That's one of my problems with New York. Is like taking the. I get a little. I don't. I get
ferry's
mentally.
like half
get
an
mentally
hour.
seasick.
She's phobic of throwing up too, so
get
that's
mentally
probably.
seasick.
I have phobia throwing up.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You have like emetophobia?
Like
Oh my God.
Like I didn't throw up from the age of like 5 until my 20th birthday.
Can you like pinpoint? I can pinpoint.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
every single time in my life where I've thrown up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, I
I've
feel
probably
so
thrown up
scared
now
now.
in my adult life no more than 5 times.
I can't even like. I'm not.
And it wasn't until I was my 20th birthday. And I did
Drink?
a lot of. Well, it wasn't even the
No,
fact.
like, I
it
will-
wasn't even that. It's even worse. I was drinking, and I always could drink a lot and fine. But what I did was I was really drunk, and we had like this big double shot. We had like a house party at my apartment, and I filled half the double shot up with a shot of, I think it was Fedka vodka,
Oh, Svedka.
and pixie stick dust. Like I poured pixie.
Pure processed sugar.
I poured pixie stick in the shot glass, and then I poured Svedka vodka like on top of it. And I tried to get my friend to take the shot. I was like, "Yeah, do this." He's like, "No, you do it." And I was like, "Okay," and I did, and
That's what got you.
that was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
That's disgusting. I literally there have been a couple times where I've been like either really drunk or like high where I felt like I've had to throw up and I literally won't let myself.
Oh yeah, no, like
I'll just be like-
I'll hold it
I got
back.
it. I got it. I got it.
I've swallowed back more than I've fucking
Yeah.
definitely thrown up.
Oh yeah.
Because I felt like when I was 5, I almost, at my 5-year-old brain, felt like I was choking to death because like I threw up. And you know how if you catch it on like the wrong heave, you're not doing it right. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking dying. And I thought, like, ever since then, I thought I was like, I can't fucking puke because I'm going to fucking die.
I feel so seen.
I throw up every other day.
Yeah.
I throw up so much. I really wasn't a thrower upper, and then I around the same time I was diagnosed with
think there's a disorder
panic
for
disorder
that.
and generalized anxiety. Well, okay, yes. Have I had an eating disorder? Yes, but it wasn't that. It was around the same time I got diagnosed with panic disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, and then they said that they found it to be psychosymptomatic. That I would get so anxious that the rest of my body was like, oh, something is happening. Maybe we need to expel something
I
from
have
the
that
body.
experience, but not with throwing up.
Pooping?
Like you just won't do it?
No, like
It'll happen a lot.
Oh, it just happened. Oh, okay.
in a certain way,
Oh,
a certain
okay, gotcha.
consistency.
Got you.
doesn't happen that often.
It sprays.
Yeah.
It sprays. It's okay. One thing I've learned, you know, growing up and well into my now mid-30s is that like you can't trust a fart the same way that you could when you were younger. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I have that, but
No, well, you know,
You're not
you're not
there
in
yet.
your
I'm not there
mid-30s.
yet. I'm 24.
There you go.
I have time.
So
I have time.
you think?
Another momentous thing that Nate was a part of for me is there was a girl at the comedy club picking up Carlos, our friend Laura, and I'm kind of competitive with women specifically. And I was like,
I remember this.
and I was like, I need to pick up someone bigger. So I was like, Nate is like
I think you started with
I
somebody
tried to-
before me.
I
You
tried
went
to-
with
it was
somebody
too
before
easy.
me, and you're like, that was easy. And then you're like me. I was like,
Nate's like
listen.
6'4", 6'4".
Yeah, 6'3".
Okay, well, I could. No one
We
would
can
have
round
known.
up.
I don't lie. You know what's funny?
liar.
You know what's funny? Not even that. Like, you know, even when I was like on dating apps, I'm like, I don't need to fucking add anything. I'm like, here it is.
Well, when
Fucking
you're 6'3",
6'3".
you don't have to lie about being tall.
I know, but I always like look down and like shame people who like try to like, oh, I'm 6'1". I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I am. I was like, I have fucking measuring tape.
Don't take this away from me. So, anyways, I was like 6'3". He's a dense 6'3". Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what.
Heavier than I look. I got heavy bones.
Yeah, you're dense. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do this. He's like, you're not gonna do it. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I use every molecule and atom in my body, and I get him a centimeter off of the ground. Not even the toes, but the heels.
Yep.
Your weight, but they weren't supporting your weight.
No, the toes were not supporting
I was
the weight.
fully
You
in
did-
control of his weight for one brilliant moment. My back has never been the same.
Yeah, you really
My back
fucking
hurts
You
now.
fucking fucked yourself up. And this was months ago.
Months.
This is, yeah,
This is
like a month and a half, month and change now.
Yeah.
No, longer.
You think?
I think it
Yeah.
was in March, right? Something like
It
that.
feels like a year ago. It probably wasn't. It was probably like
Either way,
it was a while ago though.
Nate is the reason that I have confronted my own mortality now.
That was
Like, I'm
really
not
funny.
a spring
That
chicken
was
anymore.
so funny.
So Nate's a big part of my life. Okay, Nate, what profession does Sam's dad have? Or what profession is Sam's dad? I think is the grammatically correct one.
All right. Now the question is,
Is it Jewish?
I know she's Jewish,
Yep.
Yeah.
so automatically
If you
I already have a few. All right, fine. I'll ask this. Can I
Choose
ask
the
one?
one.
Can I ask one question?
It depends. Ask it and I'll decide if it's a viable question. I love this power.
Is it one of those professions that is associated with your people?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Like, yeah, are we good at it?
Yeah, we have good hands.
Yeah, is it a mandate of something that we should
Okay.
care about in our religion? Yeah.
You're 24, right? What kind of car do you drive?
I drive my grandma's old car,
Which is
a Toyota Avalon,
what year?
2012.
Okay.
That didn't help you,
2012.
did it?
It does help me actually.
Okay. Well, because it means she doesn't have fuck you.
We're not dealing with a producer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Possible.
Nothing in the gemstones. I'm going to say
That's so funny.
accountant.
No.
I knew I'm
That's
so
so
annoyed that was your
funny.
answer. How many accountants do you know? How many people have introduced themselves to you and been like, hey, I'm an accountant?
A couple.
I guess a couple. I don't. All right, let me think. How many accountants
Do you want another guess?
Yes, yeah. Accountant's a bad. Accountant's a bad
That's
guess.
so anti-Semitic. It is unbelievable.
All right.
I'm just kidding. You're from.
No,
you're
I
from
want
New York.
another guess then. I want another guess
Yeah, you
because
can
I
be
am.
Hispanic, you're from New York.
I am a competitor.
Surprise! He's a rabbi. No.
No, I wasn't getting Rabbi Kid vibes.
I guess 3 boroughs, but I felt wrong about like I couldn't keep going. So you get 3 guesses.
All right,
That's
all
only
right,
fair.
fine. Then I'll go second guess. I'm gonna go with a therapist.
Closer. But
Okay.
so wrong.
Then a what's the foot doctor?
Podiatrist.
Yeah.
You're
it's a
skirting
doctor.
around it. He's a
doctor.
physician, a normal
Okay,
physician.
He's an MD, just like a.
All right. General physician.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for
He's
specific.
not a general.
He's a pediatric
Yeah.
gastroenterologist
Okay,
Yeah,
so
doctor.
pediatric doctor. Yeah.
Yeah,
for stomach
children.
issues. Isn't that Chewy?
Yeah.
I told her that's the most Jewish profession I've ever heard.
It's very
And her mom's a lawyer.
Okay.
You went shrink before lawyer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm surprised you didn't say lawyer. I feel
Just
like
law of
after you
averages
said
say lawyer.
accountant, you were
But I
like-
wasn't feeling lawyer. I wasn't feeling that your dad was a lawyer.
My dad is not a lawyer.
But her mom is.
My dad-
You didn't ask
Okay.
about the mom.
Yeah.
Um,
Spoken like a lawyer.
wait, what's the other series? Okay. What fantasy series is Nate really into?
Harry Potter, but the
Oh, I
second
did tell you that.
You also, yeah, but I also knew before you told. But yeah, you're
Okay.
into Harry Potter.
And what house is he?
Ooh. Okay, I feel like you could be.
I
you
feel like
could
it
a
would be
Gryffindor,
obvious.
But that's only because
I'm sorry.
no one's ever a Gryffindor. But
You don't think it's obvious?
No, I know what you are.
I know, but so do you think it's obvious?
Yes, but because
you know.
I know in my heart.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not a millennial.
What does that mean?
Millennials are so into Harry Potter.
Oh, I did not know that was a trope.
I didn't know that was a trope either, but I find it funny.
That is funny.
I saw Harry Potter. Like, I've read all the books. I've seen all the movies. I was
That's
like
so-
into it. I've been to Harry Potter World.
I haven't even read the books. I'm more into it than you.
I'm like, I don't know what house you are. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
well then guess, Samantha.
She already did, I guess.
Yeah,
she did
I
good.
think Gryffindor. I don't know.
He, like me, is a
I
Slytherin.
just didn't want Slytherin felt like too obvious.
He has a Slytherin tattoo.
Well, Dark Mark, that doesn't necessarily mean a Slytherin
That's
tattoo, but most
true.
most of the people who
Well, you
are...
have it tatted.
Yes, I do.
What is your stance on J.K. Rowling?
I
Good
could...
gay question.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't agree with her stance, but I don't think it's a stance that makes her absolutely condemnable. Like, I feel like, all right, like, if that's how you feel, like, I don't think that she's someone who hates trans people. I just think she's from an older era where they're like, a woman is a woman, blah, 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 blah. And I don't agree with it, but I also don't think it's something that makes her the worst person on earth. Like, I'm not like a fucking J.K. Rowling supporter, but like she does a lot of charitable stuff. And no, like I know it sounds like I'm part of her fucking.
What are your feelings on Alex Jones?
Fuck that guy. But for so many other reasons, like he's
Yeah,
a
I'm
terrible
kidding.
person, like on so many other levels. And she's honestly on the wrong side of history with this saying that. But like, I don't think it's something that like, oh, I'm going to boycott all her shit. I don't like, fucking going around praising her, saying that she's the greatest human being, even though I just talked about her charitable donation.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, I don't go around like defending her, but I'm not also one of the people like, fuck her and fuck everything she touches, blah, 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 blah.
What he's trying to say is he did buy and play the Harry Potter video game.
Absolutely. But I also have been to Universal Studios, which every single ticket that gets bought, she gets a percentage of because of Harry Potter World. So
Is that what the deal they got?
Yes, that is the deal. She gets a percentage of every single ticket sold. So everyone who's like, oh, well, fuck the Hogwarts game and I'm gonna ruin parts of it for people. Like, yo, you still go to fucking Universal? You're putting money in her pocket.
That's crazy.
I did not know that was the deal. That was.
She really, yeah. I mean, I think like for me.
Yeah, I want to hear your response.
Okay, my J.K. Rowling response is I think like one, the way that we like cancel people or come after people, I think is really unproductive because it's like a conversation stopper. Like I think I would honestly say she's become obsessed.
Yeah.
And it's like that concerns me because it's like why like get a hobby, like you're fucking rich, like get over it, find a new thing, let it go.
That is definitely
It's one thing to have a bad take, it's another thing to make
she's
that
doubled
bad take
down
your personality.
entire thing. It's like kind of like what Dave Chappelle did too with it, where it's like but I think what ends up happening is like there was like, and I'm not saying that it's on trans people shouldn't have to do this, but like there's a missed opportunity to kind of like bring her in. It was like she so immediately got like chastised that portion of double
there was
down.
no learning lesson
Yeah,
to
like
be
I think
had.
and I'm not saying that like that would have changed things, but I wonder like how it might have happened differently if like there was an opportunity for her to like really learn and engage like with the LGBTQ community and maybe like learn from it and then like be called in instead of called out, like how that might have shifted because now it's a situation where like she's become so like deep in the transphobia that now like she's perpetuating the same ideas that all of these like right-wing like fascists are doing, and now like you're seeing all this like really like horrible anti-LGBTQ legislation throughout the country and also in England, and like her rhetoric has completely contributed to spreading this in the mainstream, and now we're seeing the ripple effects of that on people's actual lives. So I think that like she has caused a lot of harm. She has a huge platform, and I think it's really dangerous, but I think that the way that people went about canceling her like ended up maybe not that it's those people's fault, but like
can cause someone to be vindictive.
It might have like spiraled.
Well, it prevents an opportunity for them to humanize themselves to her.
Right.
Because part of the problem oftentimes when someone has some like really radical, prejudicial beliefs about another group is that they have failed to humanize them yet.
Right.
And if all of a sudden now they think that group is like the biggest, like represents like a mortal threat to their career, to them, their livelihood, to themselves, that humanization is not going to happen after that.
Right.
But yeah, good writer.
I actually think the books are poorly written. You haven't even read them.
No, but I really like the world she conjured up.
I think it's
is that fair?
It's a really cool world. The actual writing is bad. The actual writing is bad. She's not a very good writer.
I will say that she definitely borrowed some ideas from
also, she probably is anti-Semitic with the goblins.
But she still is a good writer because she does create great worlds. Like one thing I think, for example, like her Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Like how I was like, she wrote that and she wrote it for the screen, and I thought that it played out well for the screen.
Right.
And I think some of the books didn't really play out that well as movies, or the movies just didn't do them right. Because I'm not even a big book nerd, but the books just did a lot of things better than the movie. That's why I actually kind of look forward to the whole show that they're pitching. Like I loved.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I love the characters and everything from the first movies. Like grew up with them because I was like I'm like the same age as like
I was like a few years younger, so that's also why it was so magical. I was 7 when the first movie came out.
Yeah.
It was the biggest fucking deal.
Yeah.
It was as big of a deal for me as Lord of the Rings. And they were coming out staggered a little bit. It was like one would come out one year, one would come out the next year. So it was just like...
Well, Lord of the Rings came out 3 years in a row.
Did it?
Yeah. Such a fucking nerd, God.
You are. You are such a nerd.
I could have just like, I'm like...
You're like, actually, that is incorrect.
I think...
Interesting.
I think the thing though that like with Harry Potter and like the world creation, it's like so much of why like it was so compelling for so many people because
I'm getting
the
water.
characters.
I've never broken the wall before, but I'm getting water. Keep going.
The characters that she created like were really compelling and captured like they're weird kids.
Yeah.
And so I think for weird kids, which a lot of like
the people who are reading
like there's something so compelling about seeing a kid who's like to have someone like Hermione who's like a know-it-all, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's something really compelling about that. Or like someone like Harry who's like this hero, but it's also this
Or
like,
redhead.
weird nerd. And like,
or redhead.
I love redheads.
but it's like these kids who are kind of like would be losers in any other context, but are like heroes.
Or even worse. Yeah. No, that's true.
Must be
So
benefactor.
it's like that's and I think like it's so interesting because like so many queer kids like so relate to
Identify.
those books, and, like
Yeah.
it's such a, and then it's such a portrayal, right?
Yeah.
I
I
did
love
think-
that they threw a trans character in the game, though.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh,
and
they
then
did?
They
Yeah.
named it something weird.
No,
I honestly like don't follow it.
No, I don't think it was anything weird.
I thought there
It
was like
just-
something in the last name that people didn't like, but I don't really remember.
I think it was probably people trying to
Faggot?
fucking. I think it was people trying to fucking nitpick. It wasn't anything like I know.
People were really mad about the Jewish goblin too.
People. First of all, it's not a Jewish goblin. They associate Jews with goblin-like tendencies, so that's on them. She just made goblins.
They're money
bankers-
people and they have
money
big
people-
noses that look
okay.
like the things from the Germany.
Do either of you have big noses?
Because of crossbreeding.
Okay,
Oh, not on
but
my-
so
not on my
Okay,
end.
for me, because of crossbreeding.
okay,
perfect.
so
Also, Jews didn't have that big of noses either. It was the caricature that the Third Reich did for propaganda.
okay, so even that. So no one's saying that it was Jews, but people who want to associate Jews
I thought
with
they
those
named-
Okay,
negative
hear me out.
connotations.
This might be bad. This might be too bad to put in. I don't know. Hear me out. There's caricatures of black people that don't
You're
look like
allowed
black
to say
people.
the word black. Okay.
That don't-
Yeah, no shit. Like the
And so-
Sambo and the fucking.
So if someone's
yeah.
like, "This isn't a black person. This is a made up thing," but then the features resembled those caricatures of black
but
people.
black people do have big lips.
Okay, but they
But not
don't look
big-ass
like
red
fucking
lips.
They don't look like what minstrels
Yeah,
look like.
those are big ass red
Yeah,
lips.
some Jews have big ass noses. We don't look like goblins, but we were depicted as that.
Okay, so if some character in a TV show has big ass red lips, I don't associate that character with being black. If they are
Interesting.
black, like pitch black, and have big ass red lips, I'm like, fuck you guys trying to say, and they talk in some type of mammy accent. Yeah, but if they just have big red lips, no.
Okay, that's fair. That was the question I was asking.
Oh, okay.
What do you think she is, house-wise?
Oh,
And then we're gonna stop talking about Jake.
it's gonna. I mean,
If you're thinking
Hufflepuff. I don't know her that well though.
Ravenclaw, did you
I
hear
was
what
thinking
did you hear,
Ravenclaw before.
Did you hear
I was
she
thinking Ravenclaw before, but she wasn't giving off any type of like nerdy vibes or.
It's liberal.
Wow, I'm so touched. Someone doesn't think I'm a nerd on camera. Someone doesn't think I'm one.
I was gonna say, did you hear her queer diatribe she just went on?
I mean, she's goofy, but that's not nerdy.
No, but you're very Ravenclaw.
Maybe
to
she
me.
again. Getting
You
to know.
both.
Getting to
The
know.
lesson is they both got each other wrong as far
Yeah.
as the world of witchcraft and wizardry go. Okay,
We'll live.
Samantha,
Yes.
what is Nate's day job?
Oh. Okay, so here are the things that I know about your day job, which we might have to cut out.
What?
Well, I don't know, because we were talking about doing our taxes. And I remember that your job is such that you had unconventional taxes.
Okay.
And that's thus far what I know.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine to leave it. I don't know. Some people get weird
IRS
about it.
That was a
fans of the
very
pod.
Ravenclaw way of explaining that, asking that question.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors,
Yeah.
Federal Reserve. Money.
That's bank.
Money, money,
It's
money.
what we do.
Money, money, money. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember that conversation more in detail to see if I think it was because you got paid in cash.
I do get paid in cash
Right.
at times. Yep.
Turns
What do
out-
I look like I do?
Do you?
I don't know what that means.
It's a trap.
It is a trap.
It is a trap.
I mean,
Seems like a remove dead bodies. No,
what do you do?
I'm a mover.
Oh, okay, cool. That makes sense.
That's why you're so dense. Do you wanna ask him to go through some topics of conversation before doing game?
Yeah.
That one. Do you want to take it away? Top.
This one. This one. Oh. Yeah. That's a good one. So, Kanye West recently
Uh huh.
has said some things
Uh-huh.
about Jewish people and Black people.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
You know, he said a lot.
Uh-huh.
Where do you fall?
Black and Jewish unity.
Black and unity.
Yes,
what's
black,
the vision?
black and Jewish unity.
That's gonna be the title of this episode.
Healing. What do you see? What is
Okay, so you're asking like what are my thoughts on Kanye West, or do I believe in what he says, or what am I?
That would be wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Endorse
like talk
Kanye
about
West.
let's go from like part to part, because that's a
big
big
thing.
encompassing
It's a big
question.
thing. We
It's
can
too,
break it down.
I can't just say yes or no
Right. Oh,
as a
it's
whole
we're not looking for
answer.
a yes or no.
Never on Tuesdays.
Never.
Yeah, of
We
course
want
not.
you to paint a picture.
Okay, so
We want you to have opinions.
okay, so let's break down.
Yeah, break it down.
Okay, like so what do you want to start with?
I mean, first, like, what when he said all of that.
First, when he
What were
said the
your-
black stuff.
Yeah, when he like.
Which part about the black stuff?
when he
about
was like
slavery?
the slavery, like wasn't.
was a choice.
Was a choice of.
Well, the choice was slavery or death. So yeah, it was a choice, but the choices weren't fucking great options. I honestly don't know many people who are going to choose death over fucking anything, especially when you feel like you have the hope that maybe I could potentially get out of this slavery, even though it doesn't, wasn't the case for a lot of people. But if you have fucking hope, I mean, I'm not gonna choose fucking death over many things. So. I think it definitely was like a fucking ignorant statement, but it was also true because yes, it was a choice, but the choices weren't fucking.
The way he was describing the choice.
Yeah.
The way he was
the way
positing
it
that it
came
was a
off,
choice.
the way that it came off, because he was vague, but he goes, it was a choice, and like. Yes, it was a choice, but the options weren't fucking great. Like the choice was that
He
or
was
death.
acting, and it's been said about the Jews also in the
literal.
Holocaust that like why didn't they rebel?
Yeah.
Like why didn't like?
Because you fucking had hope, you were misguided. Like you didn't know
Wasn't
everything that was
misguided,
going
it's
on.
like you
You
didn't
were
have-
misguided. You didn't think a lot of people thought they thought they were going to take a shower and they got gassed. They didn't think that they were going into this and gonna die.
Yeah.
If you told someone like, hey, you're gonna die going to this for sure, that changes the perspective.
Right, but that wasn't the sales pitch.
I think that when Jews were in concentration camps, they knew they were gonna die.
Well, maybe
Maybe
not
not
at
in
the
the way
beginning.
that they were gonna do it, but like you were in that space thinking, oh yeah. I mean, you had
Well,
to have hope. You
I
had to
think
have
at the
hope.
death camps for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I
You
think
had to
sometimes
have-
at the working camps in the
Yeah.
ghettos, they weren't always sure
You
they were
had to
going
have
to
hope
die.
that you were gonna live, but I think a part of you thought you were gonna die. Like,
Oh yeah,
So,
no, definitely. a part
Ignorant
of you.
statement, but
Yeah.
you're looking at it with some nuance.
Yeah, but definitely still ignorant statement, not something that I would ever say or fucking stand behind.
Yeah.
But was it a choice? Yeah, but the choices were shitty.
And then, some time goes by, and then he really decides his new
World War
enemy is the Jew. And he's explicit about it.
Yes.
Yeah, like he
Doesn't
says
leave
it in
anyone
so
guessing.
many words.
Yes.
It isn't even veiled.
No.
And once he gets in huge trouble, he starts pretending to veil it a little bit more.
I don't know
kinda
about
done with
that.
that.
Those people, like he was
yeah.
poking fun at it. He was just like certain people.
But then Jonah Hill saved it.
But I don't. So, are you a Kanye fan of music wise?
Yeah, I'm a fan music-wise.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a fan
Which
music-wise.
albums? Like all of them, or?
No, definitely not all of them.
Yeezus and Life of Pablo are two of my favorite albums.
And you
ever.
know what's funny? That's two of a lot of people's favorite, but Pablo isn't in my top like 4 of Kanye
Really, I love
albums.
Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
What are
I mean, I like it. There's definitely a lot of songs in it that I like.
Dropout.
Definitely the first 3, Dropout, Graduation, and
Work it, break it, do it, break it.
Late Registration. I think Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was his best album. And Watch the Throne and like.
That one's great. That's
Yeah.
not just him.
For me,
Yeah, it's not just
For me,
him.
Life of Pablo was his last album that I like. Everything that got me.
It was.
Wasn't for
It's
me.
hard for me. This happens with multiple rappers I like. Chance is the other one.
Oh my
Kanye's
God,
the other one.
Chance.
But when they get Christian, I'm like,
Yeah, it's.
I liked Donda, and I think Donda would have been great if it wasn't fucking edited. Like, I feel like that took away from so much of how good that album
Really?
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't for me.
but yeah.
I liked Donda.
Donda.
Yeah.
What do you think of the?
I
Donda
remember
School?
going fucking crazy being watching one of those live performances he
Oh
did.
yeah.
And
Which
The
one?
tattoo one?
But no, when it was like towards the end, and I was like, who the fuck did he get that like fucking sounds like Jay-Z? And I was like, why does this guy fucking sound like Jay-Z? And then he said something, I was like, he got fucking Jay-Z to do a fucking track with him again? I was like, no fucking way.
That's crazy.
And yeah, no, that was a wild moment. I definitely got really hyped when that happened. That
Yeah.
like.
Do you like Jay-Z?
Yeah, I like Jay-Z.
I like Jay-Z too.
I like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I like that.
I feel like can't be from New York and not
That's
like
true.
Jay-Z.
I like that they're quiet.
What do you mean quiet?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
They keep
They're rich, they're
Yeah.
powerful,
They do their own
they're
thing.
talented, and they're quiet.
Yeah.
They know we don't need to hear from them.
Yeah, no. They do their
It doesn't
little-
help their lives if we hear from them. It doesn't help our lives. Just make your art.
I'm sure our more Beyonce fans would beg to differ.
I just want the visual album for Renaissance.
Yeah, I would
I'd be
love
a lot
that.
happier.
No, I'm just
I would
talking
like to get
about
tickets to that
how
fucking
Oh my
every
God, me too.
celebrity needs to have opinions about everything.
They
That's
do.
our right.
Well, the thing
as
about
comics.
Beyonce and Jay-Z is they have like actual political power.
Yeah.
Like they're actually well connected. Like they're so fucking rich and they're actually well connected that they don't need to like go out
Exactly.
and endorse people because they actually have like.
I would like
Just
more
people
politicians
have
to
power.
be quiet. I would like everyone except us to be
It's like,
quiet.
let us have the floor.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But when that all was happening with Kanye and the Jews,
Yeah.
were you like shocked?
I think that he really wanted to get out of his fucking shoe deal.
You think that was
Really
the
think it
catalyst?
was that?
I really think he wanted to get out of his shoe deal. And I think he was fucking
Interesting.
egging them on to get him out of that shoe deal.
I mean, he got out.
He did get out. And I definitely think he's one of those. I'm not trying to make any excuses for him, but he's a bipolar person off his meds.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's going to lean into whatever fucking thing. And even the recent shit, I don't know if you've seen about him when he said that he goes, I'm not bipolar. He goes, but I do think
I'm autistic.
I was like, bro, it's both.
I do think I might be a little autistic. Yeah. Also,
That's my
not
superpower.
mutually exclusive. You can't be
Like, no,
both.
it's both. It's both, bro.
It's like really hard because like there's such a long history of institutionalizing like Black people, women, other like marginalized groups for mental illness or like in the where it's like the way that we treat mental illness in this country like so often models of incarceration, and so it's like we don't even like cognitive behavioral therapy and the way that it's designed is like so ingrained with like white supremacy.
Yeah, it's
that
like the SAT.
It's not going to like you can't treat
not as
mental
therapeutic.
illness in marginalized groups if you're not also dismantling like the oppressive structures of society when you're treating people, and so it's
Because
like
that could be the cause of.
or it exacerbates it.
Yeah.
Or it's just kind of like it's like the topic of intersectionality. Like the same things, like for a upper middle class white woman, feminism is not going to be the same for her as it is for a woman of color who is like from a single parent household. Blah blah blah. Feminism is going to look different for them and like what they need from it.
Yeah.
And then you have like intergenerational trauma, which is like true for like Jews and Black people, and it's like that's also it's really when trauma is so ingrained into like your body and your entire like familial lineage. That's
How
so
much
hard.
generational trauma do you think is passed down? Like, do you feel like, so you said you're like, what, 24, right? Mm-hmm. So do you feel like, did you have like ancestors who lived in like Germany during that time?
No.
Okay.
We both are. It's Russian, right?
I have a lot.
Austrian.
I have Austrian, Russian, Hungarian.
So I know for like people with Russian backgrounds, there was like the pogroms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was like have you ever seen An American Tale with Fievel?
Yes.
Or Fiddler on the
Father
Roof.
knows what?
Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes. I've
Both
seen
of
that
those
play.
are stories about that. The
Yeah.
Jews being run out of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. All of my family fled Europe before the Holocaust.
Okay.
So what she's saying is she doesn't have intergenerational Holocaust trauma.
So okay.
But your answer's still.
What I do have though is like the survivor's guilt. Passed on that framework. Like my grandparents.
Is that just Jewish guilt though?
I don't know. No, I think for like my grandparents and their relationship to Israel is so shaped by like this intense sense of guilt that they have for like being in America while people were dying in Germany. Where they're like, Jews need a place to go.
Do you have the guilt of being
Then why
born?
do you hate Israel? No.
Do you have the guilt of being born in a time where they weren't being, persecuted then?
No. I think
I don't have survivor's guilt.
I don't either.
But I have a lot of Jewish pride. And I think I think it's important to have pride for a group if they're marginalized.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Do you think intergenerational trauma is a thing?
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, like, I can't really see it, more than like fucking a generation or two, if I'm being honest. Just because, like, I do feel like, there are certain things and, like, you have certain quirks and stuff, maybe could even possibly 2, 3, but, like, I just like to say that I personally feel like I have, generational trauma from someone who was, like, alive during slavery. For me, it would be a stretch. Because
I don't know the science on intergenerational trauma.
Neither do I. I'm not a scientist.
A lot of it is like epigenetics.
Oh.
So like certain things.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's like your body's either like based off of like genetics or epigenetics, and that's about all I know.
Okay.
Well, it's like essentially like there are, like, like I don't know if you took biology at any point, but it's like the way
I went to school.
I'm also well, okay. So like this is I'm bad at. I was really bad at science in school, but I really like learning about stuff like this.
Okay.
This is my tension. So
that's what your TikTok algorithm is.
My disclaimer is that I'm not going to explain this well.
Okay.
But
do
you want to take a stab?
Well, I just looked it up. Epigenetics is the study of changes in organisms caused by modification of gene expression rather than alteration of the genetic code itself.
Yeah. Well, essentially what happens is my understanding is like if you're a person who undergoes trauma, then it could like activate a gene that wasn't like something you were born with essentially, and then you could then pass that on.
Okay.
But I'm not totally an expert in it. But I find it really interesting.
This is easy. Epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. So it's not affecting your genes. It's not affecting what traits you have.
But it's
affecting how your traits actualize.
But then the concept, at least how I understand it, is like it then can be passed on.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
Trauma.
Generational trauma.
Blacks and Jews.
Yeah, I just don't. I feel like you get it. I definitely can get some generational trauma from your parent. Like you are physically, part of your parent. Like.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely feel like that's a thing, and they get stuff from theirs, and so. But like I feel like you don't. Me as a person, I don't get that much. I get a little bit from my grandma. How much do I get from her grandma? I don't think anything. You know. I don't have certain fears.
Although, what you just said, if it goes then it's just one big chain.
Right.
Well, yeah, but but I'm getting parts of my grandma that my grandma had. Like, does she have generational trauma from slavery? Possibly.
Well,
you're getting like third hand.
But I don't have that generational trauma.
Right. Okay.
Like now, because she had that generational trauma, did that affect a trait that she has as a person, and did that trait get passed down to me? Sure, but is that me getting something from slavery, or is that just because that's a trait that she developed because of something that she got? It's complicated.
Yeah.
Therapists right now watching this like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, I know we got this.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
glad
just
my
like,
dad
these
doesn't. I'm
fucking-
glad my dad doesn't watch this podcast.
Oh, my mom is gonna have so much to say.
But I think part of it too though is it's like if you, like, even in my own mother, like, so, like, a lot of things that happened to her in her childhood completely impacted my childhood.
Because of the way that she decided to raise you.
No, like, because of, like, trauma that she has.
But did that affect
like,
But did that affect
yeah.
how she raised you, though?
Well, I do think it directed how she raised me, like, explicitly, but I think also, like, she just has a lot of trauma that then, like, impacted me in or it's like weird things, right? So it's like if you experience trauma, like, that impacts your pregnancy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And so it's like it does have like actual like physical effects on me too, not just like, psychological. But it's like if you have trauma, it impacts the way that you like experience pregnancy and like and then everything. And my microbiome is really fucked up, and like that's probably my mom's fault. I don't know.
My microbiome is fucked up. That's probably my mom's fault. It is one of my favorite things to come out of 2023.
It's quote of the year, honestly.
Yeah. I love that so much. That is so Gen Z.
Yeah, well.
Sarah's going to get that tattooed on her, yes.
Yes.
Sarah was saying that she wants to get Woman King tattooed.
You know the Angela Bassett.
Yes.
Viola Davis.
Angela Bassett.
My Woman King. I think Woman King is so funny, but it's called a queen.
But did you see the movie?
No.
Do they call her the Woman King?
You got to see the movie.
Is it good?
It was nominated.
Viola Davis.
My Woman King.
Well, I get the premise just by the words.
Now that we've been talking about mental illness so much, should we go to our next game?
Yeah. We're going to take an online quiz. Now that I'm high, I'm like, is this a good idea?
This segment is called...
It's not one for sociopaths, right?
No.
This segment is called Stop Pathologizing and Start Apologizing. Still think I'm a Hufflepuff?
No. You've completely... See, if you would have asked
fully
this question later on in the show, I would have been like, Ravenclaw for sure.
So we started thinking about...
Yeah, last night we took some quizzes.
We did, because...
We have mental illness. And
my sister, a couple people in my life have told me they think I have bipolar. I've been to many psychiatrists. None of them have said that I'm bipolar.
I don't think that.
Am I depressed? Yes.
Yeah.
Am I anxious? Yes. What else?
Did an online quiz tell you were bipolar last night?
Yes. Yes. So,
that could have just been
those
like,
quizzes are so bad. Like, this is
those quizzes are honestly very transparent.
It's so easy to play them. But we have one prepared.
So we're gonna see where you land on the autistic spectrum.
Okay. All right. Should I?
What?
Right. Okay.
No, don't try to game it.
Don't say
No, I'm not gonna try to game it. I'm not gonna try.
What is your question then?
No, that I guess essentially probably was my question, but I answered it before you did. So.
Well.
Okay.
We're ready to go.
Question 1. I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others.
Yes.
It goes from definitely disagree, slightly agree, definitely agree. So 4.
Say them again. There's 4.
Definitely, slightly for both.
Okay. So I do like to do things with other people, but I definitely very much enjoy doing things by myself.
Okay.
So you prefer
I'm getting a definitely from that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, but I can still definitely enjoy doing things with other people.
But the question is,
yes,
I
definitely.
prefer to do things on my own rather than with people.
Yes.
Definitely. Question 2. I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket.
Slightly agree.
Question 3. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsessional.
Slightly agree.
It's like a cheeky grin.
It's hard because every comic is.
Yeah. But
every artist is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs or cover my ears in certain situations. You're wearing earplugs.
Slightly agree. Slightly agree.
Slightly?
Understood. Sometimes people say I'm being rude, even though I think I'm being polite.
Never does somebody say that I'm being rude and I think that I'm being polite. Like, if I'm being rude, I know I'm fucking
You're
being
never
rude.
trying to be polite and people think it's rude.
Yeah, or like sometimes I'm just being honest, and people, I don't think me being honest is polite. Like I'm self-aware. I would say definitely because I don't ever perceive me to be rude, or I mean to be polite.
But I
and
do think sometimes being blunt
yeah, but
and thinking that's called for.
I don't
the same.
necessarily think it's called for, and that's why sometimes I don't say anything.
So what you're saying is you're very socially aware of that.
Yeah, I'm too socially aware to not do that. So I would say strongly disagree.
Okay.
I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like. That's an interesting question.
Well, I mean, yes, strongly agree. I mean, they describe them usually.
I find it easy to talk to groups of people. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead.
I find it easy to talk in groups of people.
It's like I'm a comedian, so like that's kind of like
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
it's a part of
strongly
it.
agree.
Next question is, I'm more interested in finding out about things than people.
This is gonna sound terrible.
You're like, definitely.
Aren't people just things?
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't even know the answer to your question.
Aren't people just fucking
So yes.
things?
So yes.
Definitely agree. I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating. This is so funny because he has a whole joke about liking statistics.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I do like fucking numbers and dates, and I have associations and shit like that.
I prefer nonfiction books to films. Oh, no. I prefer nonfiction books and films to fiction.
No, there's no preference there. I like them both the same.
Okay. So slightly disagree because you like them equal.
Yeah.
I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed.
Okay, so like, here's the thing about daily routine. I feel like I don't really have a daily routine.
Didn't you
But-
say your mornings are like soup? You have a routine.
So here's the thing. Like, is preferring to smoke weed in the morning.
And then do yoga.
Well, sometimes I'm fine if I don't do yoga, but like, is preferring to smoke weed in the morning part of a routine?
Chris,
do it every day.
benefactor, what would you say? That's the first thing he does.
If you do it every day, it's a routine.
Would you say it's part of your routine?
I
It
get
is right now.
Right now.
it has
It
been.
hasn't always been, but it has been for like at least like
The whole time I've known you.
the last 10 years.
I was just about to say, for me, it has been for like about like, I don't know,
So once
fucking
in a decade, it's
10,
a routine.
12,
I'm gonna say if it's a decade, it's a routine for everyone involved.
All right.
Okay. So we've established that. But
So-
are you upset?
Am I upset? No. But if it happens a few days in a row, can
You're
I be
irritable.
cantankerous? Maybe.
Oh,
Great word.
That's a,
Great
that's a
SAT
really good word. That's a really good word.
Dibs.
Fan.
No. So you disagree.
Yeah, I guess, like slightly.
Okay. It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expression and body language.
No, I'm very self-aware of reading the room.
Yeah.
And I feel like it frustrates me that a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that bothers me a lot.
Yeah,
I
when
guess.
you're with somebody who's not reading the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so annoying.
Yeah, like
It is a top
like,
annoying thing.
Yeah.
You're just like,
absolutely.
everyone is on a page.
I'm
in
like, I
here.
was
No.
like, how do you not see this? How do
Yeah,
you not see
yeah,
this?
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like someone in your family.
Some of
And
my
you're doing the
Aw.
calculus of like, is it
Yeah.
worth pointing out that they're wrong or do I just let them fly?
Oh no,
so
if it's someone in
low.
my family, fucking, we let them have it all the time. Doesn't matter. I get into
But no one in your,
debates with my grandma all the time.
Oh, me
Little
too.
heated
Me
debates.
too.
And nothing even like
I
that's
don't
just terribly
anymore with
wrong
certain
about.
family members. I just have stopped.
I like it.
Yeah,
No,
guess I
because I end up
kinda-
crying.
I don't.
I don't.
Well,
I win.
anyway, I don't have any problems making small talk with new people.
So am I good at it? Like, can I do it? Like, yes, very easily.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Okay.
like it's
I
no
will touch
problem.
for that because we.
Yeah, I could do it very easily.
That is the extent of this relationship
We've
up
done
until
a
now.
lot.
Like,
of
do I
songs.
have like a problem with it sometimes? Like, do I wish I could just not do it and just be by myself and not talking sometimes? Yes.
So I would say that's slightly disagree because it says I don't have any. You do have a slight
That's what's
problem.
like a slight.
Well, you don't have a problem making it. You have a
Yeah, I have like
okay.
I'm good at doing it.
So
like,
slightly agree.
Yeah, I guess.
I notice very small changes in a person's appearance. What would Erica say?
I guess yes, I do. But I think that's probably more so just.
You got her a Telfar bag.
Yes. So yeah, I do, but I think that's just part of how like where I grew up and
From
everything.
New York.
Yeah, like everyone has such like a fucking attention to detail, like especially if like whether shit's fake or not. Like people like are just very like materialistic or just like yeah, that, but also just like a way too observant. Like you can't like you're not gonna get shit by on a lot of people where I'm from. So like I guess I'm observant of it, things like that for that reason.
That makes sense. That's a really interesting answer. When I was young, I used to play lots of Let's Pretend or imaginary games. I played so much Spy.
I did too. I had imaginary friends too.
Yes, strongly agree.
I feel like if you were to pull the comics, I would assume that almost everybody did because it's like creative people.
Yeah. I remember the last
Yeah.
time when I went over to my friend's house, I think I was like,
If you did it
fourth
as
grade-
a comic, I feel like honestly you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
be a comic.
Yeah.
If you didn't have at least 3 imaginary friends, what are you doing?
I remember the last time I went over to my friend's house and I was in 4th grade and I was like, you guys, like what we always did was play Spy. I was like,
Yeah.
you guys want to play Spy? And they're like, we're not really going to do that anymore.
No.
And I remember
I
literally-
hate when childhood dies. I hate the like shit
Yeah.
when it dies and playdates aren't allowed to be called playdates anymore.
Yeah. Do you want to hang out? Yeah. And I was
Like,
like,
Mom,
oh,
it's not a
we're
playdate.
Sometime during high
not
school.
playing Spy anymore.
You stopped having playdates in high school?
No, I'm saying like childhood died probably for like sometime during high
Yeah,
school.
it dies slowly.
Because it does die slowly. It dies
I mean,
publicly.
I feel like 5th grade is like such a year because it's like people are getting ready to be middle schoolers. And
Oh, well, not for me. Like I went through like a
I think it's
K
different
through 8 school.
Okay.
So it was
I also
like-
think it's different for girls because like you start going through puberty. Like boys get like an extra year of childhood. I feel like because they go through puberty a little bit later.
Because you ain't jacking off yet.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't like girls
Once
or
a
boys.
girl-
Oh, no, I
It's like
definitely
I got my
liked
period in the
girls
6th
at a young
grade.
age.
Childhood was
My
over.
dad says that too. I hate when guys say that.
No, I definitely did, but I also like saw my first porno when I was like 5. So like I feel like maybe that could have affected it.
How did you
so-
see your first porno when you were 5?
My older cousins, like you know,
Like, did they purposely show it to you?
no, they thought I was asleep. Like you know, it was like
you
one
were like
of the.
sharing a room or something.
No, so it was like Christmas. So like, you know, all the families is together.
Merry
and it's like
Christmas.
people there, it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So like you're playing in the rooms, like your fucking cousins, my parents are staying there late. And like, you know, I would, even now to this day, I'm the king of like falling asleep.
Yeah.
And then like waking up and like still continue on and have a good time. So like even then like I was just like fucking fall asleep and I fell asleep and my older cousins, they were like, you know, like teenagers or whatever, and people had like hot boxes back then. So it was like, you know, hey, so like I woke up to that and I'm just like woke up, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And like, you know, I'm just being quiet, you
Do you still
know.
believe in Santa?
Oh, I actually got in trouble for like, I deciphered that there was no Santa by the time I was like 4.
I love kids like that.
Like-
Because I was a kid like that too. Not
Yeah.
Santa, but too.
I told my mom and shit, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, well, I know like Santa's not real. And she's like, well, what do you mean? She's like, no way he can go to everybody's
You're
house in
just
one
like,
night.
you dumb bitch.
Also, I was like, I know where you and Dad hid the presents. Like,
Yes,
they're
explain
underneath.
that.
I was like, they're underneath the stairs. Blah 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 blah. I'm getting this, that, and the third. I was like, and I gave like I think my mom's like, you know, she could verify all the things that I said. So She told me not to tell my brother, so I didn't tell him for like a whole other year. I told
Wow.
him by the time I was 5.
So young. Still was so
He
young
was
for
3.
him.
Yeah, he was 3. I was like, Santa's not
He got 3 years of
which is not even
ignorant
like
bliss.
real,
so
like
funny.
which is not even real years, because like 1 and 2, I'm like,
Oh, God.
he's lived enough. He
Yeah.
deserves to know the
I-
truth.
You're a grown up now, man.
And then I also told kids in school, because
Not even Jews do that.
yeah, no, I told
Because we will
kids in
get bullied if
school.
we do.
The school called my mom and was like, "Could you tell your son not to do that?"
That's so
One girl was like, "Oh, I saw Santa Claus." I was like, "It was probably your dad." I was like, "Next time," I was like,
you
"When you
dumb
see
bitch."
Santa, make sure see where your dad's at."
You
I-
fool.
I ruined the tooth fairy for my sister. Well, because I was like when you don't believe in the Easter Bunny, you don't believe in Santa. You're like, okay, you're
Yeah,
gonna try to give me
everything-
the tooth fairy and pass that off as being real. And I was like such a
come on.
know-it-all too. Like,
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom, I know. I lost my first tooth at my grandparents' house, but I came like home and I was like, oh, I lost my first tooth. And I'm like, oh, the tooth fairy came. I'm like, I know the tooth fairy isn't real. I know you're the tooth fairy. And my sister heard the like, I know you're the tooth fairy. And my sister thought that my mom was the tooth fairy.
Oh, that's cute.
See, I was
is kind
too
of funny.
calculated. I was just like, I don't need to. Christmas, not. I was even at the youngest. I'm like, all right, they're still getting me presents regardless. So I could say like, I know this. Tooth fairy, like, I'm not gonna fuck up the bag. So like, whatever, I'll go along with this.
Don't play with
Lost a tooth. Hope the tooth fairy comes in right. You know, last time it was only $1. Tooth fairy's getting kind of fucking cheap if you ask me.
I lost like a ton of teeth. Like it was like I would lose a little bit, and then like there was like a month-long period where they just like all kind of fell out, made bang. I was like yanking them out by the end.
Ew. The thing about me is I knew it was all fake, but I wanted to believe.
That's you.
I liked.
I would write. I was like, please show me a sign you're real.
You know what's-
It doesn't seem like you're real. But like Polar Express, I fucking love that movie.
You know what's funny? I always like wanted it to be real. Like I was actually always even was big into Christmas and like the whole Christmas songs.
I
and all
romanticized
that
the
shit.
whole thing.
Yeah, 100%. I love like Christmas movies and all that shit.
Same.
And but like I'm like, let's just make believe though. Like I was like, I wish it would. I was like, I would love nothing more to be wrong, but I know I'm not.
I wrote a letter to Santa. It was
I
very
didn't do that.
private.
I didn't do that.
You wanted to? Did you?
Because I was
Christmas card?
no.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
I didn't celebrate Christmas. I
I thought that you at least like celebrate. Like
Nope.
nope. Still wrote him a
nope, there
letter.
was nothing in.
But you
But
like,
I
didn't even get a gift.
no, I just wanted him to write me back.
It's like,
Where did
hey,
you give
bro.
the letter to?
I didn't tell anyone. I was like, this is between me and Santa. And I wrote a letter and typed it out, printed it out. And then at nighttime, right before I went to bed, I taped it to this mirror that was right in front of the door when you, like it was in the hallway when you walked in. I'm like, Santa will see this. But he's looking for the tree. And usually he walks out, but he's gonna see I have a note. And we're gonna start a correspondence. And so I go to bed. I also, the other thing I did is I saved my 8th Hanukkah present to open on Christmas, but alone.
How long did you have to wait? Because I know it varies.
I don't remember, not like forever, but.
So funny.
And so I wake up the next day and I'm
hold
like,
it.
I'm going to have this letter from Santa and I'm going to open my Christmas present.
It's gonna be magic.
And he didn't write back. And
Was the letter gone when you
No.
woke up?
no,
It was still there. So that means the parents saw. I was like, nah.
no. So I woke up and they were like, what's going on? Because I woke up so early and I'm like, I wrote Santa last night and he didn't write back. They were like, we wish you would have told us. We would have helped get it to, like, they were like, we did not know you were doing this. We wouldn't have destroyed your whimsy for this thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I just opened my present alone on and that was it.
Was it something you wanted at least?
Yeah, it was a wallet, which
Just what you asked
was
for.
a
Did your dad pick out your presents, or did your mom pick out your presents, or was it a group effort?
Ooh, I'm gonna say your mom.
Well, after a while, it was definitely your dad. But
Well, yeah.
you silly, silly people.
was your dad?
My parents would say, this is your budget, go get your presents.
That was gonna be my other guess.
So funny.
My mom.
I wrapped my own presents my whole life.
God.
Even my birthday presents, until I demanded that someone else do it.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's sad. Yeah. Here, my spoiled ass is like, Santa's not real. Write whatever you want on the gifts. I don't give a shit. I know who they're
And I was
from.
like, I need something.
To this day,
to
my
hold
mom
on
still.
to.
To this day, my mom still will wrap and send gifts and write from Santa.
My ex's mom did that, and she would do it in the font that like serial killers do, where it's all straight lines, so you couldn't tell whose handwriting it was.
That's
No, my mom wrote it in her same She has very good handwriting, so she just wrote it in her, her
That's
script. I'm like, I
nice.
was like, the S's are the same.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I realized that when I was older, but I already knew.
fair.
Well, we have 14 more questions.
Well, we
Let's
might
do
just
it.
Need to, oh, we're
No, let's do it.
Rapid fire,
Power
rapid fire,
through.
rapid
We
fire.
won't rapid fire because I have ADHD.
He
but
said, "Do not rush
it's
me."
okay.
I'm the first
We'll-
black man to be on this podcast, and I will not be rushed.
You can edit it later to be rapid fire. But
I
will
like
go at
collecting
my own
information about things I'm interested in. Definitely agree.
pace. Yeah, I mean, who
I like
fucking
meeting new
doesn't?
people.
No, I mean, I do it for a daily thing. I'm very over meeting new people.
Yeah. So, what would you say your answer is?
Slightly disagree.
Okay. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly.
No, I have like a whole wide. Yeah, no, I'd say it's like the people who are close around me. I'll talk to them about the things that they like or the
Right.
things that at least.
You guys have common interests, but you won't fix. You're not gonna like repeat.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, it's like, do me and my best friend, will we have like the same fucking conversations and then still like fucking laugh or act as if we're hearing it for the fucking first time,
Yeah.
even though we were fucking a part
That's
of
not weird. That's not
That's
autistic.
like, yeah, that's best friend.
it.
Sorry,
So,
autistic and weird are not synonyms for each other.
nope. Yeah.
That's not neurodivergent.
Yeah.
So what would you say? People close. You disagree?
I guess, yeah.
Definitely or
Slightly.
okay.
sure,
Why press
I don't
definitely?
give a fuck.
So
Yeah.
make or break the whole thing.
Definitely.
People close to me say I talk about this. Oh no, I didn't. So slightly.
Yeah.
I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking at their facial expressions. Definitely.
Yeah.
Your answer.
New social situations make me feel anxious.
I guess if it's like brand new, yeah.
Slightly agree.
Yeah, slightly agree.
It's important to me to carefully plan any activities I'm going to do.
Fucking disagree completely.
You like to do things on a whim?
It's like, okay, slightly disagree. I won't necessarily do things on a whim, but I also like, if I like will plan to do something, I don't like to like overly plan it.
Yeah.
Like I like to
I like
do
wiggle
that
room.
as like free.
Yeah,
Like if I'll
right.
plan
That's
to have a
right.
vacation, I won't necessarily plan what I'm gonna do on that vacation because like I don't give a shit.
Right.
What I like to do for vacations, because I like to, is like, and that's how I plan things in general, is like I make a list of the things I want to do, but I don't like plot out the days.
When? Yeah.
Unless I have to like buy tickets in advance, but like, or make a reservation or
I
something.
don't
won't
even
do it
do
at
that.
all. I won't do it at all.
My family's the same way. We buy the hotel room,
And just
maybe
show
a
up.
rental car.
Somebody else better
I
fucking
also-
handle
but I,
that
like-
because I'll wait till the very last
I definitely
fucking
like
minute.
deviate from that, but that I just like have to go in with like
Right.
things I want. So, because what I hate to do is like you're on vacation and then you like sit around for 3 hours trying to figure out what you want to do that day. I don't like that.
Well, my family's
could
very
care
big on the
less.
lounging vacation.
Yeah.
Resort
I
vacation.
guess I'm a big city. I love to go to like a new city. And
We weren't
I'll go to a
city
new
vacations.
city and be like, wow, this is great. Let me fucking go chill on the
When I went to Spain with the benefactor, I had no expectations like on a day-to-day basis. Like
Yeah.
walking.
I would definitely go
I liked
do
walking.
things.
We walked so much.
Yeah,
If it's
I-
a city,
Yeah,
that's so much
I'll
fun.
definitely go walk just
And then if it's a
aimlessly.
town, you find like the one thing that's interesting.
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I haven't been on like a real vacation in a really long time.
My sister's wedding in Puerto Vallarta will be
Yeah.
my next big vacation. I mean,
I'll try to
Spain
go
was
there.
a vacation for me.
Yeah.
I go back home, but I don't necessarily
not a
consider
vacation.
home a
That's not a
vacation.
vacation.
No.
My girlfriend
It's a
considers
break.
it a vacation. It's not a break
I was gonna say
because
it's not a break. It's like family's never a break.
it's not even just family. It's like I have a lot of friends who like I was close with a lot of people, so it's like that becomes
Fitting everyone in.
Yeah, fitting everyone in, and then it gets to being like over time. It's like I'll be here. If people want to meet up with me, I'll be at these locations at these times, and the small handful of people I'll like actually like try to make time and go out and see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are.
I guess slightly agree. What their intentions are. Like I could read people, but what their intentions are, I definitely, yeah.
I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children.
As an
No.
adult?
As an adult, no, I play.
No, I like.
But-
Just a weird phrase. The question's just so weird.
No, I mean,
But like with my sister,
Yeah.
I went
Oh,
hard.
yeah. When I
Yeah.
hang out with my baby cousins,
I had this
we
game
get
I played
really
with my
into that.
sister where I would make her say this poem that I wrote, and then that would make me take on the persona of a dead person from another era, and we had all these different characters that I had, and she'd be like, "Okay, I want the cowboy, or I want the witch."
and you would go all out.
Yeah, but I was like,
yeah.
you can't tell
You're very
anyone.
theatrical.
It's a secret power that I have, and you can't tell anyone. And then other people would be around. She's like, "Sarah, I want the witch," and I'm like, "We can't do that right now,"
It's like, people.
which sounds creepy. So definitely disagree.
Yeah, no, my dad was always like very good with kids.
Mine too.
And like I would have no problem doing that with them, and I guess I kind of just like inherited that just from watching, so like I have no problem. Kids always like love me.
I'm a good diplomat and can help ease difficult social or work situations.
I would say slightly to strongly. I feel like if I say strongly, it's fucking pat myself on the back too much.
You can pat yourself on the back.
I would say that about
I say
myself.
strongly, I guess.
Almost misclicked. I'm often the last person
like
to
that
understand a
laugh.
joke. That's why it's funny.
No, yeah. No, but I'll try to understand why someone told the joke. Like, why would you tell that joke?
You didn't have
No. So you would say slightly disagree.
I think strong.
I would say strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I feel like I get jokes.
I like doing things spontaneously.
Look how spontaneous we talk in here. Like,
That answer alone says a lot. Skipping no.
how spontaneous.
Is that a
we
slightly
talk.
disagree? That's kind of like a slightly.
I guess slightly disagree.
If I'm interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get. If I'm interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand. What AI robot wrote these questions?
Not a good one.
Not ChatGPT.
If I'm interrupted,
Say it
Wow.
one more time.
I'm gonna add some words and pauses. If I'm interrupted while doing something, I'll find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand.
Will I find it hard? No. Will I just get carried away and then be like, what was I doing? And then I could jump back into something, but can I get carried away? Yes.
So slightly disagree.
Yeah, I guess.
I notice patterns in things all the time.
Slightly agree.
I feel like that's comics. You have to.
Yeah.
You would hope, but I mean,
My ex
I would beg to differ.
Okay, I would say good comics.
My ex, when we had subtitles on, would count how many letters were on the screen, and if it wasn't in an increment of 5, he would try to, in his head, change the words to make it so it was in increments of 5.
Yeah, no wonder you didn't have sex
fucking
for a year.
crazy. That's fucking crazy.
That's wild. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Crazy's probably not the term that someone should technically use, but I mean, that's fucking right.
I have some very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them.
I mean,
Definitely
comedy.
agree. I can tell if someone I'm talking to is getting bored.
Yes, strongly agree.
All right, results are tabulating.
Do-do-do-do.
Just you show autistic traits
Yep.
slightly above the population average.
But not enough. To...
See, that's kind of where I feel like I kind of fall. I guess.
And you don't need a
obviously-
referral or to book an assessment.
Nope. I got Sarah's phone.
Just skating by.
Well, I mean, I've had a therapist before. I didn't think anything was like too wrong with me. So, he was a
Nice.
good guy.
You're a well-adjusted guy.
Yeah.
Well, this brings us to our last two segments.
Yeah, it's time.
Oh boy.
First is Mein Kampf of the week.
Well, that's a second.
Feedback a second?
No,
Or
feedback.
to feedback. Sorry. Okay, redo.
We do.
Now we'll play our final two segments. The first of which you will be allowed to give us 2 minutes of feedback.
I can do it on my watch. I want to show off that I have a watch. It's my personality now.
You will be able to give us 2 minutes of feedback without us responding or interrupting.
That's not uncomfortable at all.
Set a 2-minute timer.
Okay.
2 minutes. Counting down.
All right, you guys. As a pair, you guys are adorable, and I think it's okay. Gotta butter you up before I
Yeah,
before I burn you. It's okay. No. You guys are a great pair, and I think like what you're doing here is cool and fun, and I think it's definitely something that can catch on. I guess Samantha, you brought it up before. I kind of, I won't say you're a pushover, but you could stand up for yourself a little more. Be a little more. You could be more assertive. You could be a little more assertive. Sarah, you could be insecure sometimes too, but I know that just comes with like everyday life being a woman. But like, you could be a little more confident in yourself, and that's not a negative thing. I think everybody should and could be a little bit more confident in themselves. Some people shouldn't be more
but I
confident
understand.
in themselves. But you are deserving of being more confident in yourself. So the both of you. And just try to be more, independently you without letting too much outside influence affect your behavior. But also just see the things that in yourselves that people really gravitate to and really like, and just accentuate those things. But in terms of negative feedback, fuck, who gives a shit? How much time do I have left?
Did you?
No, it was going. How much time's left?
Oh my God, do you not know how to read a fucking clock? That can count.
There's a 2-minute timer.
3,
2,
2, 1.
There you go. I knew I was getting close.
That was good feedback.
That was good.
There you go.
Good job. Our feedback for you on our.
Sometimes I have a hard time pinpointing what it is about myself that people gravitate to, so I can't.
That is
Exactly.
hard.
That's
That
really
is hard. You have to really just kind of try to pay
Yeah.
attention. But
I think
you get it
I
over
think I actively
time.
get it wrong. What I think is what people gravitate towards.
What do you think it is?
My smile.
Okay. So you have a nice smile, so that's why
I don't know.
people hang out with you.
It's,
My chaos. My
People
my
like your
whimsical
chaos?
chaos.
whimsy.
You're whimsical?
Whimsy. My whimsy.
Okay, but that's got to only get you so far, right?
I mean, you're very smart.
Thank you.
And you're very interesting.
Aw. I like this.
You try to see other people's perspectives.
Sometimes.
Funny sometimes. It's not like my Peter Dinklage joke
You're
last night.
perfect.
Honestly, that is fucked up. They didn't like it because it was really funny.
I'll try it again.
What was it? You could edit it out,
You
later,
know-
but now I just want to know it.
You know, blind casting, the theory of blind casting, regardless of what a person looks like or their background,
wanna
the
see if
best
they could do the role.
person
Yeah.
should get the role.
It's the way Colin's got his role on Rent. We continue.
Okay. Okay. And I
know
think we
you'd
should go
appreciate
harder
that.
with that. Yeah, that came out. That shocked me.
That was very
Wasn't ready.
Rent the movie?
No, well, first of all, Rent the movie. He's the same one who got the original role. of
That's
Colin.
true. Oh my god. What the fuck is
Very
happening?
This is I'm from New York.
What is happening right
Yeah.
now? I knew that too. Okay. What he was supposed to be? What kind of guy?
He was a white guy, but fucking
I don't know
I
his
can't think of his name right now. James Larson.
I have no idea what his name is.
Anyway, yeah, he just liked his person.
Oh, the writer.
Yes, yeah.
Jonathan Larson.
Jonathan Larson, that's what it is. Yeah, he liked him so much that he just made that role more to be adapted about him. Because obviously, like, you know, it was based off of people in his life.
Yeah.
So, like, that character wasn't based off of, like, black guy, but, like...
This is such a callback to last episode.
It really is. We
We-
talked about Rent last episode.
We did, and how she said it was problematic, and I said
Well, I
why.
said people said it was problematic.
How is it problematic?
That was my literal
I didn't
reaction.
say that. I thought it was problematic. I said that people have criticisms of it for glorifying.
First of all, you have to accept things that were written in a time for when they were written.
Yeah, I also told her
Yeah.
like musicals are inherently romantic.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
supposed to. There's
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
That's how you win an argument.
they're supposed to make us
yeah.
have levity to talk about things that are otherwise hard to really wrap our minds around.
Yeah,
Anyway.
musicals have toxic relationships in them. Shocker.
They do. I love musicals.
Oh,
What's your favorite musical?
Maybe, I mean, I really do love Rent a lot, but maybe
They played that at Shout House for Kendall's birthday.
maybe Memphis.
Oh, I've never seen Memphis.
I have it on Blu-ray.
Really?
Whoa.
I'll have to watch it.
I like that you like musicals because a lot of comics don't like musicals,
A lot of comics don't have a heart.
and it makes me pissed. 'cause
I don't
musicals
necessarily have a heart, but I like
You have a
musicals.
heart.
Musicals are
He
great.
tried telling me once that under the DSM definition of sociopathy that he was under it. And I was like,
No, I said what? I said 3 out of the 5.
yeah, but that you don't need all of them.
Yeah, I know. I don't
You
need all of them.
majority. You said the majority of them you fit.
That's like 3.
Well,
like,
anyone can convince themselves they fit in it.
No, not. I really try to be objective. I don't feel like.
He said that he doesn't show empathy.
I said
Really?
I said I lack empathy. I dn't say I am completely absolved.
But I don't think
of
that's
it.
true.
Empathetic qualities.
Yeah, but it's very like I don't want to say rehearsed, but it's like coached. I would say over fucking time.
No,
And
so
it's-
sociopath.
Well, so, but it's like I'm not a bad person.
Technically, we all learn. Like the way that we interact with other humans is all learned.
Empathy's taught.
Yeah. I wish we had another hour.
And-
Like,
yeah.
all talking about empathy and how it's kind of fun.
Is empathy taught or
That'll be a part 2.
inherent?
Yeah, we also
Comment.
Next time.
We
Your
also overvalue empathy,
yeah, we do.
and because it's like like
I'll take
sometimes
on that
sometimes
stance.
you can't be empathetic. Sometimes you can't, and sometimes people like
Like,
use empathy as a
take
tool
advantage of
to
it.
say like I know how you're feeling right now, and it's like actually you don't, and
Yeah.
it's dangerous to like sometimes
See,
it's good to acknowledge you
Here's
don't know how
here's
someone feels.
jumping back to generational
Yeah.
trauma. My grandmother on my mother's side is German, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like from Germany, lived there through the Holocaust
Okay.
and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, she adopted my mother, right?
Mm.
But a lot of what people would characterize as German traits, my mother would have and I would have, and that would be one of
Oh,
those things that
interesting.
kind of being like less empathetic. So now, is that like, how does that work as far as generational trauma? It's not a blood
That's so
generation, but it's
interesting,
like, it's
Like
someone.
nature versus nurture.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, an adoption also is really traumatic, both for like the person who gives up the baby and then also the baby themselves, because there is that like separate. I don't know. There's a whole lot going on there.
Yeah.
We'll have you back.
We
There's
will.
a lot more.
I've always said at the end of the day, 2 Jews, 1 Gay is a podcast about science
We're journalists and scientists.
and philosophy.
And brilliant.
Final segment of the night. Mein Kampf of the week. Are you familiar with the text?
I know it's a book written by Hitler.
Yes.
Ooh, it's the anniversary of his death today.
Today?
And
really?
his birthday's
Ding, ding,
420.
I do know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
May today live forever in the hearts of us all.
there you go. God, well, at least he waited till after his birthday to, you know,
How old was he?
allegedly die.
I don't remember.
How old was Hitler when he died?
Allegedly died.
Do you know?
Guesses? Price is Right rules.
Was he like 43?
46.
46.
43?
58.
No.
Out. 56.
Oh.
56?
You were closer, but Price is Right
What
rules.
I thought.
So then I win.
You win.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what was your Kampf of the week?
Um,
Right hand on the Kampf. I feel like it's weird that I'm making you do this.
Oh, yeah.
It is weird because we've never
God.
met
Yeah, that is weird. We're gonna edit that out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I go along with things sometimes. All right.
I'll make
How-
Jacob do that next time.
So it's of the week. So it's basically,
Yeah, just of the week.
and how honest
Oh,
should
real
we
on.
be?
As
Oh, what comic are you mad at? You're mad at the club?
Certain headliners.
Oh.
It's, you know, I know it sounds like I'm just gonna be up on my high horse, whatever. But like, you know, working at a club, you know, you see a lot of acts, especially doing the job that we have, and then just like, you know, some acts come through.
And
Some
you don't
acts
have as much respect for them.
Some
Their
acts are
artwork.
great. Some acts are great and offer great insight, and some acts offer just kind of like, you know, I guess sheep mentality, kind of like, I don't know.
Isn't it funny how the good ones are also usually the nice ones?
Yeah, I mean, there's some sheep ones who are like kind of nice too, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like, you know, you're a decent guy, you know, or girl, whatever. But like,
That's ACC, so usually guy.
yeah, but there's
Sometimes girl.
sometimes girl,
But usually
sometimes
guy.
girl, sometimes
And
girl.
if it's a girl, they ask for not a girl host.
Not always, but.
Yeah. But yeah.
No,
sometimes
Hannah
you get some-
Berner. Shout out is a girl who allowed her to be a girl host.
To be fair, Natalie Cuomo, I asked to host for her show.
To be fair, Rosebud Baker said.
Oh, yeah. I love when that be bleeped out later.
Yeah.
She is not only a comedy socialite, but she also has deep connections to the U.S.
Yep.
government.
Yep. Oh, well, that'll probably get bleeped too.
Well, her grandfather was the first Bush's Secretary of State. You know all of the comedians with grandfathers with their secretaries of
That's
state.
what
Real hard for anybody to piece any of that together.
You'll never figure it out.
So the headliner
So
really
sometimes
bothered you.
sometimes when there's a headliner that really bothers me, it's like for me, and this might go under that slightly autistic, it's like painful, like to the point where like I'll need to throw on like both headphones and like just fucking throw on music and kind of like try to zone out after.
it's
Because sometimes we'll
infuriating.
be like subject to watching the same set like
Yeah.
3, 4, you know, 5 times, and it's just like I could only torture myself for so much, you know, hearing that.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be the Mein Kampf of the week. I don't know how usable fucking any of that is gonna
I'll
be.
piece something together.
I will.
You have plenty of other stuff anyway.
What's thine Kampf?
Honestly, I just was feeling so burnt out this week, which you know. And this happens to me, where like I'll get into a cycle where like I'm working too many hours, which is true. Like it was a very busy week. We're planning like a couple big events at work. That was very stressful. And then like I just wasn't able to spend as much time with like the people I wanted to spend time with, and then I just am like, everyone hates me. But even though
So you thrive off of hanging out with other people?
genuinely no, like I
Genuinely kill me.
I think that for me, that's not entirely true because I need to have a lot of like intentional alone time, but then like intentional time with like the people closest to me. But I don't get energized by like large groups, but I do get energized by like one-on-one.
Okay.
So I do need to be around other people.
Gotcha.
I also need a lot of alone time, and this week I didn't get enough alone time, nor did I get enough like quality time with
I
people.
feel I'll never will feel like I have sufficient alone time.
That's
that is hard.
kind of autistic of you. My ex really felt the same way.
I just need like I really like being alone in the mornings sometimes, and just like
I
not
love
talking to
being
anyone
alone
for
in the
hours.
mornings, but that's also the time when my girlfriend usually sleeps. So, but I actually have always loved being alone in the mornings because I've always was like a morning person, and I guess being able to smoke weed in the morning.
The benefactor does this thing where he says he loves. Well, recently it's not been as bad, but there was a period of time where like he would be up for like 3 hours before me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be up for
4
that.
hours before me.
Sometimes like even 5.
Wow.
And so he would be like, it's nice because I have this whole relationship with Leo that we have in the morning, and like I watch a show that you're not watching while I do a chore or do stuff on the computer, water the plants. But then he'll shame me about being such a late sleeper.
Oh.
You know, like,
How late do you sleep?
well, there was a time where it was like regularly like noon.
We're back on our meds.
But we are back on our meds.
It's a whole new game.
And I'm back on a new med, which has been very helpful.
Okay.
Well, Butrin. It's not crazy med,
Sponsored.
but
Sponsor
it
us.
does.
It's a
Good med. It's been helping me. So like this week I've been getting up like 8:39.
Okay.
Right?
What's
That's a
your
no.
comp?
Why are you making it no? Not today. But
Well, it's
the day
Sunday.
yesterday. Yes.
One day this
9:30 is the time, which is it's good.
9:30 is when I get out of bed, but I've been waking up at like 8:45.
What's your comp?
My comp was the hangover that I had after
That's fair.
our night on Sunday.
I can't believe I woke up and went to work.
So
I
I really didn't drink a lot in college at all because that is when I learned that like I had this my body had a weird relationship with alcohol. Like I would get sick easily. And
all alcohols or certain types or
it's all alcohols.
okay.
Alcohol. Wine, beer,
That's basically what I'm
tequila. I haven't had vodka since I was 17 because I went to the hospital on it.
Wait, I didn't know this.
Oh yeah. I went shot for shot and it was 10.
Oh, actually, I did know that.
There's probably a couple times where I probably should have gone to the hospital for drinking. but
.286.
I never got to blow anything, but like nights where I just like the pockets are so bad. Like one night I got like absolutely blackout drunk drinking like over a half a handle of E&J. Yeah, and it was like in the fucking winter, and I remember I just like I was just like outside walking in West Virginia in the fucking
Jesus.
cold.
What were you doing in West Virginia?
At the West Virginia University. I was visiting a friend who was going to school there.
That's a crazy place.
It is a fucking crazy place.
terrifying.
And yeah, my friends initially like left me in the car, I remember, and then I woke up, came to, I was like walking down the street. Then I met up with another friend who wasn't hanging out with those people, just another random friend who was at that university, and then kind of slept there. It was a wild night. I don't drink E&J anymore.
I also like get like hyperactive, I feel like, when I drink. And that's
Yeah.
not good either. As
do
a
a-
woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the past it's put me in vulnerable situations.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And like while I do think the onus is on the
Society,
men
yeah,
should
no.
not, I do think that it is okay to admit that women also have agency in creating environments that can be safer for them to
Yeah.
operate as well.
I mean, I know, I agree, because it's like I have sisters and I have brothers, and I teach them both the same thing. But
Yeah, your
at the end
sister
of the
doing
day,
the same thing that you did in West Virginia.
yeah,
Blacked out walking
Yeah.
down the street
Different,
at
Yeah.
night.
different endings
Super
of that
different.
story, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I've always known this. So I didn't drink a lot in college, and I've only like had X amount of like really, really bad blackouts. And I haven't blacked, or not like really, really, but blackouts in general. And my last one was probably like 6 years ago in Mexico. And then this one where like I black out and then come back and like, you know what I mean? And you're still out.
yeah.
And
We didn't eat dinner. That was the mistake.
That is a big mistake.
Yeah.
What else
You
sounds
hadn't
like
really
probably
eaten lunch.
no, I had a banana.
that is not lunch.
And the next day, my hangover was on the tile in the bathroom all day. At first, throwing up in the toilet, then dry heaving into the toilet, then just laying down dry heaving.
Miserable.
Just miserable. Like, can barely drink water because it just like comes back up.
Meanwhile, I was just at work.
It was just so,
Freaking-
it was like such like a moment. And ever since then, I've been like, what are you doing?
I woke up feeling really embarrassed on Monday.
Yeah.
I was like, did I say something? Did I do something weird? Did I?
Yeah. Yeah, the guilt after you drink,
I think that's a woman thing.
probably.
I definitely
It's a very
made me-
common woman
It
experience.
definitely made me not want to like get drunk though for a while. I was like, I don't need this.
I know. I think it's a very common female experience, like after you drink, to be anxious. But yeah, that hangover. But the positive is
Female
that
empowerment right there from Siri.
it's having me be more thoughtful about like my health in general and like
That's good.
being an adult. It's time that I grow up.
It is time. I'm still growing up.
But it's time that like I like lean into it a little bit instead of actively resisting it. You know, it's time.
It's okay.
My taxes were a day late this year,
Whoa.
Not a day late. You could still late file until May.
but you have to. You don't get a fee or whatever.
No.
Then why is the tax day even?
It's irrelevant
They
because
kind of
I've
changed it.
yeah
It used to be more.
like severe like back in the day, but like I would file late like all the time.
They also, for people in our like income, they don't
Care.
They don't. That's really what
And
it
They
is.
don't.
Isn't
care
the
about
IRS
They
sponsored by
already-
the IRS understaffed?
The other thing with the IRS is
They're hiring people with guns
the
now.
IRS knows exactly how much we owe or
Yeah.
or
Which
they
is
owe.
so funny.
And everything, the charade
At
around
least
it.
they think they do.
I don't know. I got a pretty petty bag.
I got
this
a
time.
really good, yeah.
Yeah,
It hasn't hit my-
I got a decent
Yeah.
amount.
I'm excited. That's what we need. On that
I did
note,
mine early.
On that note, on taxes, yeah. So, health, addiction,
we tried to be scientists.
death.
I already know that my sister's gonna text me being like, you explained that
Slightly
wrong.
autistic.
But we conquered a lot today.
Yeah.
Conquered a lot.
We covered a lot
We really
of
made
ground
ground.
today.
This is both the smartest and dumbest we've ever sounded in the
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way I've lived my life.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
good.
the Nate Robinson Jr. experience.
Yeah, there you go. The effect, even.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, well.
Is there
The effect.
anything you want to plug, social or anything for our millions and millions of viewers?
So many fans.
This is gonna change your life.
So
I
many-
know. It's
This
going to
is-
be.
This is your it.
You could just
your
follow
big
me
break.
on social media at not that Nate Robinson. That is the only thing
Isn't
that
it Junior?
Nope. Well,
It just is
I
not
am
that
a
Nate Robinson.
Yeah, that's the handle.
Got it.
Not that Nate Robinson.
Follow him.
Follow me.
He makes so many reels. He's a sketch.
Oh
comic.
my God, I really gotta, yeah.
No, I don't
yeah,
either,
I
and
know.
I
We
know.
were
but
just
I
like, we need
really
to make
should-
it
yeah.
work. We need
I
to
have,
get on it.
yeah.
We'll all get back.
We'll all do it. We'll
We'll all
all
do it
become
together.
content creators together.
Yeah, there we go. We'll start a little fucking group chat. Like, did you post today?
Content. We should start
This is the first time you broke out in
Content.
song in the entire time.
Content.
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 I want to see your content.
Yes.
Let me
Content.
see your content.
All right. Well, This has
This
been
is it.
episode
8 of
Eight.
2 Jews, 1
Kobe.
Gay.
Thank you, Nate Robinson Jr.
One thing that you did touch on 8 for Kobe, right?
Yeah.
I was a big Kobe fan, and for my birthday, I got like a bunch of birthday money, and I spent like fucking $275 plus tax
Whoa.
on an authentic Kobe Bryant number 8 jersey. And 2 weeks later, he's like, next year I'm changing my number to 24.
That's your villain origin
I
story.
was like, Kobe Bryant.
But that makes it more
Yeah, that's actually
valuable.
more valuable.
I mean, I still have it. I definitely still have
He
it.
wore it?
No. What do you mean he
You said
wore
it was,
it?
why was it
That was
$275?
Because that's how much an
normal
authentic
price.
jersey costs.
I was like $275. Like, that's-
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never owned an authentic jersey.
Yes.
They're all expensive as hell.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Like, even the NWSL jerseys, like the Wave, they're like.
Next time you come by, you guys come by, show you it.
I wanna
and
see
you'll
this
feel like you're
sucker.
like, oh.
It's authentic.
Yeah.
And with inflation, God, that thing's pricey.
But now it's probably worth something.
I know. I mean, I don't know. I never looked. I'd never part with it.
This has been episode
Number 8.
8, Black Mamba, rest
Edition.
in peace, Gigi. Episode of 2 Jews, 1 Gay.
Why shouldn't people laugh?
So wait, you were promoting it? It was as if you were like promoting a brand. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm promoting their fucking memory, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
We're going out. We're all going out.
I don't believe in it. So,
Me
good
neither.
night.
Catch our next episode. Well, follow, subscribe, like
Cancel
it,
us.
comment, do all the things.
Actually, cancel. Could you cancel me instead? I would actually appreciate that more. That would do.
Get the hint.
We are
Yeah.
fans of cancellation.
Well, you did say a
Cancel
lot
me.
about J.K. Rowling.
Cancel
so.
me. Cancel me.
This has been a beautiful night
Yeah.
of Black and Jewish unity. Come back in
Amen.
2 weeks because this is a bi-weekly podcast because...
We are bisexual.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I didn't even bring up my Switch. I'm gonna become a Switch girl.
Are you? There you go.
I ripped